Meeting of Tuesday, January 18, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. Item number 1 on our agenda is call to order. Roll call, please.
Chair Pike,
Here.
Trustee Matz,
Here.
Trustee McGurran,
Here.
Item number 2 is the minutes from December 7. Need a motion.
Move to approve the minutes from the December 7th, 2021 Public Works meeting.
Second.
Any discussion, changes? Looked pretty good to me. All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, aye. Motion passed. Comments from the floor. No one's here. Item number 4, Riverside Drive North, sanitary sewer lift station, discussion and possible recommendation.
So this is the lift station, the duplex lift station down the way. I did have, I think you guys have it, I've got a service report from TPC. We had an issue, one of the pumps wasn't working. So I got in contact with Kevin, talked to the place where we bought LW Allen, right?
Yeah.
LW Allen, I spoke with them today. They're gonna do some investigating, and then probably what will happen is, because I have the old pumps, we should be able to take the old pump, put it in there to get us by, and then I'll send that new pump to them so they can find out what happened.
Under warranty kind of thing?
We're not quite sure of that yet.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it, but it also doesn't look like they're gonna leave us hanging, so.
Okay.
I'll just kind of keep you up to date on that, and then I was also gonna talk about that I only had one bid so far for, the control panel. So I'm hoping by next month, I'll put that back on the agenda. I'm hoping by next month that I'll have a second, and then we can, and probably a third, I'll get 3 for that, and then we can talk about that and upgrading,
Okay.
the lift station, or the
Control panel.
control panel, sorry.
Patrick, is that something you emailed today? The report you said?
Yes, I have it right here if you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I didn't get either, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I did. Now I have one copy,
Put
sorry.
your glasses on.
Unless you just
got
sent
it.
it.
I can't get into my email.
Oh, yes, you did just send it, 419.
Oh, did that work? Oh, maybe I'll try that.
It's in your mail at 419 this afternoon. Okay, anything else on the duplex station? We call it Little Riverside, right?
Yeah, no, that should be about it. Like I said, I'll
It's
put
the-
it,
Pump or the motor?
well, they're kind of one and the same. The
Okay.
pump is attached to the motor, so.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions for him?
Nope.
That doesn't look too bad. How old was that?
Or what, 18 months,
Looks like
I think?
2018
Is there
when
any-
we ordered them.
Any particular reason we might be overtaxing a motor? Is it big enough?
I mean,
Well, we're kind of talking, I kind of talked with the guy from LW Allen today. I know there is a little bit of an issue because, I think I talked about this before at one of the other lift stations, that all of our pumps are single phase. So what happens is there's electronic components, there's a starter and a relay and all that in the box. Those are the parts that fail.
Okay.
And if you get a 3-phase pump, which we could do, upgrade, and then we'd put a variable frequency drive in there to convert 1-phase to 3-phase, those pumps are a lot more efficient. But I am investigating that as well to see, because they do pump real hard, because there's a lot of,
Right, that's an uphill.
lot of lift
And
there.
it's an uphill push. So should we have him, while he's looking at the price to fix the one, should we be looking at the upgrade to the 3-phase?
It's important.
I'm going to.
Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway, whether you wanna see it or not, I'm gonna show
Okay,
it to you.
all right.
Yep, because I think it's definitely something worth looking at.
Okay,
Yep.
all right, sounds good. Any other questions on that subject?
I didn't get that.
All right.
That was Siri, not me.
Item number 5, spray patching of village streets, discussion and possible recommendation. We are tabling that as our treasurer is still pulling together the cost difference between the previous year when we had someone do it for us versus last year when we did it ourselves. And so that'll be on next, that's an agenda item for next.
Just to clarify, it's not, it's my fault as well, so I don't want to throw it all on the treasurer, so.
I wasn't trying to throw it on the treasurer.
Okay, no, I know, I just wanted to say that, I guess, I don't.
All right, item number 6, issues with snow plowing on Riverside Drive North, discussion and possible recommendation. We all received an email and in a second email from Melissa, one from Patrick, one from Melissa. Did you guys see those?
From today?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything from today.
Okay. You want to give us what we're talking about?
Okay, so down on Riverside Drive, and it's been, I don't know, I guess it's kind of been an issue off and on, but nothing has really happened. But actually, one of the guys was down there plowing, drove through and hit a tree. Didn't hurt anyone or anything, so that was a good thing. And for me, that was just kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, is that, okay, this is enough. We have a really hard time getting through there. And we have some objects that are in the way. They're right next to the road. They're big rocks. I don't know. I don't want to say, I don't want to badmouth anyone, but it's very inconvenient, and it doesn't seem like the homeowner wants to help out at all.
Are the boulders that you're talking about in the right of way?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're right beside me.
According to this document we received today, this also kind of happens to help us with the other issue we're having with our lift station property. It's very clear that they're not supposed to put anything solid. They can put, basically, they could put plants and grass, but putting anything solid, according to this agreement, which is dated February 4, 1991, back when we redid that street, they aren't supposed to be putting anything heavy in the right of way, anything that would get in the way, and it specifically talks about snow plowing in this document. They're not supposed to do anything that impedes our ability to snow plow as well. So, what kind of recommendation are you looking for?
I don't know that I need a recommendation. Melissa's in contact. Actually, Kevin's been involved with Paul Mahler.
Okay.
So he's, I think, gonna probably send a letter out. There was a letter sent, gosh, it was a while ago because Jessica was still here, this spring, to all the residents down there asking to move stuff out of the right of way because we are having difficulty getting through there.
Past spring, 2021?
This,
Oh, it went out already in
This spring, yeah.
January? Oh, she's going to send one? or
no, it was, yes, the past, I'm sorry, 2021.
We're in 2022.
Yeah,
I'm
I
still
know.
trying to wrap my
I-
head around that, too.
I forget about that. Yes, it was. So they all got it.
Okay,
And basically, pretty much everyone complied except one
okay.
resident.
There are two, because we do have a driveway running across the right of way, right?
Well,
Is that more running across
that's
our
a
property?
different,
That's on
I think that's a
your-
different
Your
animal.
property.
Okay.
Yeah. And my other issue.
But our property is included in here. Believe it or not, they
Prop-
mentioned the village
Yeah,
property that's
yeah,
down there.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Including the park,
Yep.
so,
And then I also wanted to bring up the fact that, so last week, like I said, it just all kind of came to a head because it's been really frustrating. I usually go down there myself. I don't let anybody else go down there. Last week, they went down, hit the tree. But so what happens, and this has been going on for at least all this winter, if not some of last winter, is there's markers right beside the road, which that doesn't really bother me. It's just the great big boulders. And then, so when I go to the end, turn around and come back, by the time I come back, the resident is actually standing on the side of the road with real dark clothing on and I can't see him. And it usually scares the, you know what, out of me. One night actually, I suppose because they were trying to make sure that I saw him, he flashed a flashlight in my eyes, which I wish that wouldn't have happened because I ended up having to stop and blink the spots out of my eyes. It's really getting to be a safety issue, and I'm,
Okay, so that one's a public safety issue. Did you talk to chief?
yeah,
Okay, so chief is addressing that?
I think so.
Well, if he's not, please let me know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we should all
And then,
chat.
and then I guess I'd also like to add, just as long as we're talking about this and it's televised and other residents can see it, is there are, and there usually is throughout the winter, we get a lot of complaints about why is this snow pile being piled in my yard and why is it this and what, you know, and I get it. We don't do that on purpose. We don't make a snow pile in someone's yard on purpose. But we do, as you can see there, we do have right-of-way in order to do our maintenance, in order to do our snow plowing. When time allows, or if it gets to be dangerous, we'll come and pick up the piles, haul them away. But, you know, we have to put the snow somewhere, so I guess I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone, is that I hope that people realize that, you know, we do have some right-of-way on our street, on the boulevards, just for this reason. And calling and complaining, I mean,
if
that's great, but I mean, we don't have a whole lot of choice because we have to take care of the roads for all of the residents, not worry about, well, we can't put it in Joe's yard. And that's the thing, is it adds more time to our plowing process because we have to figure out, okay, well, now we can't put snow here and we can't put snow there, and it's becoming a big problem.
So Riverside residents, if you are not aware, there was an agreement struck February 4, 1991 between the owners, which are those of you on Riverside, and the village for us to fix that road. And in that agreement, the village agreed to, instead of 66 feet, to 40 feet. So if there are violations, the village can come along and say null and void on this agreement, and all of a sudden we're going back to 66 feet. So essentially the road widens, and not the road itself necessarily, but our right-of-way widens. So please, if you're not aware of this agreement, you can come up and ask Melissa for a copy of it, I would guess.
They all have it in there.
Oh, they already got sent?
No, that is with their title. I've talked to a few residents down there. Everyone has that.
They're aware of
document.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. So even if you're newer to the Riverside area, and maybe have never looked at this document, it is there. And we're asking for safety for our residents, so you don't get in the way of getting a snow plow and causing us a problem with snow plowing. And you should not be putting boulders and any kind of infrastructure beyond grass and plants in what is the right-of-way. And if you're uncertain of the right-of-way, you should be able to call up here and ask Patrick to come
map right over
come
there,
down.
too.
And we have a map over here in the village hall that shows the right-of-ways. It's basically from the center line of the road on this street. It's how far? 20?
20 feet.
20 feet. So if you want to take a tape measure out, you can kind of get an idea that way. But I think we should make a motion to move this one up to the board in some way, shape, or form. So it goes because I don't know there's much more that we as Public Works can do about it other than be aware of it.
So you want to make a motion to null and void this agreement
No.
based on their,
No.
based on their
No, not yet.
non-compliance?
Not yet.
Oh.
I'm just thinking of a way to push it up to the board so the board's aware.
And so right now it's 40 feet total, where it would be 33 feet from center line. If this goes away, it would be 66 feet. And they would lose all their roadway. They would lose a bunch of their yard and property that we could technically go through and plow and pave if we wanted to.
We could widen the whole road.
So if we're not making a recommendation to the board, then would you just mention it in your report? Either or both of you?
Yeah, that might be the best way. I'm sure Melissa, because this has gotten to be a kind of a big deal, I'm sure Melissa will put it on the board agenda. If she's not, I'll make sure.
Okay, so in our minutes, make sure that we have something that is a discussion point for me under Public Works related to this.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions or comments about this one? Thank you. Item number 7 is chair update. I have nothing except we got some cold weather coming. Stay warm. It was a great day today. I got some of my driveway shoveled up, but we're going to get some cold weather, and please be aware that means that what was melting today is going to freeze so on the streets, so be safe tomorrow. Item number 8 is our engineer's report. Kevin?
All right, so first item is the Wisconsin Street North project that did bid out last Tuesday. So that was a state letting. And it looks like there was 4 bidders that submitted numbers for the project. And the low bid came in from A1 Excavating. They were the ones that were out on the 35 project doing the underground. With this, they would actually be doing the generaling, so the whole project they'll be in charge of. So their low bid was $641,141.99 is where that came in at. And that's everything. So that's all the street items, underground,
Sidewalk repairs. and stuff.
Sidewalk.
That's the whole project.
that's the whole project.
What did we set aside for ARPA?
So we actually reached out to the consultant just to see where the engineer's estimate was, prior to bidding. And it was at 658. So it's slightly under,
Okay.
not a tremendous amount.
Well,
but
we
it
always
is-
want that contingency anyway.
Right,
It's like on 35, we ran into sidewalks that just, they were like paper thin.
there's always stuff that comes up with
Right,
the
right.
reconstructs.
So Kevin, is this a low bid? Is that who gets the contract? It's purely based on bid amount?
Yeah, these are all qualified bidders,
Okay.
so they
Because
won't
it's
be
a-
excluded.
And also because this is a certain type of funded project, it's not us.
Yeah, the
So-
DOT will actually
Right.
execute the contracts and stuff.
So it's not, if it was us doing it by ourselves, we'd be picking. In this case, it's a DOT project.
Yep,
Why is that a DOT project? Oh, because of the funding.
right, it's 80/20
Yep, we went after that, what do you call it again?
STP. urban.
STP funding?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So-
Are we gonna get anything up on the, link up on our website about this project? I mean,
I'm sure.
We will.
I've already gotten some questions about when, and so I know we can't say necessarily when, but we could say TBD. I want to just start pointing people to the webpage so I don't have to.
Sure. Yep.
Okay, anything else, Kev?
Well, just one note, as part of the contracts, this project has to be done by the end of July. So it's gonna be pretty fast paced, so they're gonna get in there as soon as they possibly can and basically get all the construction done by that date. It's not
So
gonna
will
be,
they look for certain temperatures to start this project, or does that even matter,
with underground work, a lot of it's, you wanna have the frost out of the ground
or? Right.
before they start. But other than that, temperature-wise, with underground stuff, that's usually the only
there-
holdup.
Is there any kind of an average up here when our frost is out? I know some years it's really been down there.
Middle to the end of March.
Middle, end of March? Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions
About
for
the
Kevin
second
on
week of March,
these?
they put the restrictions
Little
on.
road restrictions, halt it, change it, pause it. Road restrictions, will that change the start, push the start?
Usually with the highways, like the state highways,
Yeah, it shouldn't.
yeah.
Yep.
Like the town roads and local roads, there's road restrictions, but not with the highways
Yeah, they
themselves.
should.
Where are we at on our checklist on the 35 project? They're still gonna do the overlay, I assume, on the Malibu,
That'll be next year.
but we don't have anything
This
from
year.
them? Are they not really talking to us about how and when? I guess it doesn't matter to us.
I was just excited they ground on the bump.
Yeah, they still left
Yeah.
quite the gap there. I assume when they do the overlay, they're gonna fix that. It's
That'll
not
go.
just that movement gap that you normally would see. This is a much bigger gap.
I would assume they'd fix that. It's, I mean, it's.
And then we had some fire hydrants that were too low. All that stuff's getting started on in the spring
Well,
again.
Yeah, those are, that'll, I guess, separate, but not really separate. I mean, that's our stuff. The road is really not ours, it's the state's, so.
DOTs.
Yeah, DOT, so they'll take care of that, but yeah, well, I'll wait until my report comes. up.
Okay. Anything else for Kevin?
So the 80-20 match is, you said 80% of the state and 20% of the village, and I think we had 250,000 in our ARPA budget for this, does that sound
No, we
right?
had more than that.
For this project?
For this project.
For this project.
Oh, for this project,
project?
we're using 250 out of this one? Oh,
I
okay.
think so.
So then the remainder, because I didn't do the 80-20 division yet, I think we had 148, 891 is what I have that was left after Wisconsin Street. Does that sound? So it'll be
Yes.
less because the bid is lower.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
And did we put that in, you have to remind me, did that go into the budget for this year, into the capital budget for this year?
No, not that money's, that's separate. What we'll do with that is, well, you guys have to decide, I guess, but, it's the generator, the, control panel, and I think I've got one other thing on there, the, HVAC system for Village Hall. Mm-hmm. So
Right.
that'll be your choices, I guess.
It's gonna come down to, Melissa will end up making it'll go through finance, and then Melissa will make, or the finance will make a recommendation on how they wanna do it. Here's how much we have from ARPA, do we want a loan, or, so it all goes through finance at that point.
So that it isn't in the budget for this year, so we'll have to figure out how to fund it still,
Yep.
or the finance committee will and the board will approve.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Okay, any other questions for Kevin? All right, Kevin, I believe you have a meeting you need to get to. Feel free to go when you need to.
Thank you.
All right, item number 9, director reports and updates.
Let's see, first, I guess we can talk about, oh my gosh.
Delrip.
The LRIP
Yeah,
funding
STP.
for St. Croix Street from 3rd to 6th. That is something I'll put on, I talked to Melissa about it. Actually, Melissa and Nathan and I talked about it today, just to kind of get an idea of some different ways to pay for it, different funding, what have you. But that's something that we should probably move forward with so that we can get started on that process, because we're going to want to get that done as quick as
Is
possible.
that one due this year, the funds?
Well, the sunset is it's June 30th of 2023, but again, you have
So,
to have the
yeah.
whole project done.
When you say 3rd Street to 6th Street, so 3rd Street does a L, right?
Yeah, so basically it'll end up being from, I guess, probably from 4th to,
Yeah.
So are you going all the way to Wisconsin on 3rd Street? Wait a
no,
minute.
no,
Okay,
no. It'll basically be from 4th Street to 6th Street.
okay, 4th Street.
I
to
just
6th
say
Street.
3rd because that kind
Right, all right, I got you. We're not going past
No.
4th Street.
No,
Okay,
no.
thanks. All right, so what do we need to do on that?
I just need to put it on the agenda, and then I'll have more of a formal statement for you guys as to the different options we have to pay for it.
Okay.
And then you guys can vote on that next month. The only other, did we have an updated figure?
Yeah. Actually, it's pretty close to what we had originally estimated at.
Really?
Okay.
70,000.
70, okay, because I told Melissa like 75 or something today, so.
And we
okay.
have LRIP funding on that one?
Yeah, you have just under 18,000 for that.
18,000?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, yep, next agenda, that's an agenda item.
Yep. Let's see, what else was I gonna bring up?
Any other questions on St. Croix?
3rd to 6th.
Well, really, 4th, 6th,
4th to 6th.
yeah,
Flexio? I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
guessing.
okay. Okay,
No, we already talked about the flex ceiling.
Alright.
There was something else I was gonna, shoot, I'm sorry. It just slipped my mind, and I obviously didn't write it down. So, oh, we did get someone hired, so now we're fully staffed. So hopefully we'll have a full staff for the winter, I hope.
Congratulations.
GIS, you want that on there? Okay.
Yep, put
Okay.
GIS down. So, we bought that nice GIS equipment, and we really have not had the opportunity to input a whole lot of GIS information. We went after from some of the local colleges that have a GIS degree. We went after them for interns to come up here and work, inputting GIS information for credit, for their college credit. And we were not successful. Jennifer was trying to help us get that done, and we never got anybody. I mean, we could ask Susanna to start into that again maybe, but if nothing else, I'd like to see us get, and we've often done this, get temp help in the summer, and just have somebody get started. I mean, we're gonna have to go from one end of the village to the other, essentially, walking up to fire hydrants and punching in GIS coordinates, and we'll have manholes, and I'm assuming
I plan on doing
the
everything.
water.
Gate valves.
Curb stops, skate
Yeah, curb
valves.
stops.
All that
yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm asking him to put that on that next agenda,
Okay.
so we can start discussing that and how we would fund it, et cetera. Some people have already expressed interest that are retired in doing some of that work for, fairly low wage. It's just, they want to get out of the house.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so,
Win-win.
and it's not rocket science, right?
I don't think so.
No.
I think it's
Not
pretty
that
pretty
difficult.
basic. We just need to get started, but it's been
A couple years now.
hectic. Yeah.
And so I'm just like, that equipment's there, we should do something each year, start adding to it.
I agree.
And it'll help overall with speed of being able to find water shut-offs, et cetera, down the road.
Would we
Okay,
say that would eventually help potentially either overlap Marion to the county system? Didn't we
Yep.
get one that was compatible?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and I still have been kind of in contact with the guy that does the GIS for county. He's a real helpful guy, so.
okay, anything else on your director's report?
Not that I can think of. I apologize.
Any other questions for Patrick that you might have? All right, item 10. Topics and future agenda items for the Water Services Agreement quarterly meetings. So as you heard, well, I'm not sure if you read your mail, but the meeting was set up for this coming Thursday. It's in your email. And we are waiting for the agenda to come back from Aaron. So it doesn't look like we're going to get a lot of time to talk about what's on that agenda, but we kind of expressed at our last board meeting what we're hoping to see on there, so. And then it will be televised, and it will be here.
Nice.
So I don't think we need to say any more about the water service agreement tonight,
No, people should watch the meeting if they're interested.
Yes. Okay, that takes us to item 11, discussion, Public Works capital equipment current in 2023 budgeting. Anything from you two down there?
Not really that I
think
can
so,
think
yeah.
of.
Okay, we kind of touched on some of what's coming. Any questions?
You get
Thoughts?
a attachment for the skid steer, a road widener?
I can see if there's such a thing, yeah. The only thing that pops into mind, and this kind of got put on the back burner, I guess, but we probably should investigate and fence off our public workshop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's probably something that we could get in the budget for next year.
Please write it down. I thought we were gonna do that this year. Last year, we were gonna do that this year. Didn't we even get a quote? We got one quote, right?
Uh-huh.
And that was from the original manufacturer of the fence, or the guys that put the fence up, Midwest, or whatever they're called.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, let's get that on there. With that dirt pile from 35, are we gonna be able to fence it? Do you see our dirt pile we got from 35 project? It's right behind the salt shed.
Okay.
Might wanna take a look at it.
All right.
Okay, any other discussion about capital? And really, at this point, we should be talking capital for 2023,
So-
as well as what we're doing for 2022. So as items come up, we'll start having Patrick add it to the list for 2023.
So for 2022, we have the Wisconsin Street that we just talked about and Lemon Street. Is that still on 2022, Patrick?
We're trying to break the Lemon one in part. The original Lemon Street was all of Lemon Street, and we asked Patrick to break out that section that is fallen down in front of the school.
Yep, we have Monroe to Webster for 35,000. That's just curb
that the
gutter
breakout?
sidewalk.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Monroe to Webster. Yep.
Yep.
And I haven't gotten anybody to give me a bid on that yet, so I've asked.
Okay. What else?
So I can put that, I'll put that on for next agenda.
Is that it, Mary?
Well, it looks like the Wisconsin Street that we just talked about, the one that's with the LRIP funding I have that for 24, but that's actually going to be 22. Is that right?
The STP project?
Well, the one for the LRIP is the St. Croix Street.
St. Croix Street. That one's 2023.
It says start Wisconsin, end St. Croix, 5th Street. And that's 77,000. Is that the one we were just talking about?
Seems about.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I have that capital improvement plan with or not.
Because I just had 2 for 22, and that wasn't one of them, but maybe it should be. Maybe it is now.
Street.
Were we gonna we were doing Lemon this year, right? That little
Yeah,
section.
that's the part that's in front of the school.
Yeah, I was
Curb
going
gutter.
to, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
I'll just include that on, I'll put that on next month's agenda, and then I'll talk to,
That way I mean, if we're
if I
gonna,
get a quote.
yeah, if we're gonna spend money on these other 2 projects.
Yep.
We might as well put Lemon.
Yep.
Wrap Lemon into that,
Yep.
okay.
Okay.
Right? Okay. All right, anything else? On capital. All right. Item number 12, discussion, future goals, agenda items. Kind of, we already gave a few. They kind of come up as we go along, don't they? Anything else? Anything else from you two?
Nope.
Okay, that being said, we are adjourned at 6:02 PM. Thank you.